At some point, he got to go.
Never no time.
I mean, at some point,
never no time. Never no time.
So are you charged? Well, talent Christian.
No, you talking about you grown and you gotta go somewhere. I told him, you always saying you ain't going no damn where. You go when you get ready.
Man, I just feel at some point you need to make your own way. That's what I be want to walk through the house naked sometime, and there you go. So I mean, what?
No,
hell of a reason.
You can go, not him. How about that?
One pay all the bills in here. You gonna tell me where I need to go?
But the thing is, like, why do I gotta? This is my mama's house. Like, why do I gotta leave my mama's house?
Period.
Man, you damn near fool.
So that's quite a bit of stuff going on here, right? It's like like a couple things, right? You can see that the stepdad is outnumbered, right? It's 2 against 1. So I can imagine how often this happens in this household. A lot of single mothers, right, that are looking for men to take on their kids. This is one of the dynamics that we talk about, right? As men, it's like, again, it's a blessing to have a man that is willing to step into this role. And you got to respect this man, and you're going to have to understand where he's coming from. And here's a man who's getting outnumbered, and his concerns are being downplayed and undermined, probably at every turn. When he wants to put his foot down about something, it's 2 against 1. Why is it 2 against 1? This guy, he's an adult now, 29 years old, living in his mother's house. I don't know who owns the house, but sounds like this is his mother's house. And, the man is there paying the bills, but he's there in the household, being the man in the house, no matter what, right? He's 29. He should definitely be getting up out of there. He should have his own place, trying to build his own damn family, working on his own career. But because he has this type of leeway where he can come back and not have to pay any bills, probably not doing the things he should be doing in order to advance himself. And so you've seen an example of a stepfather who can't really even have control over his own household, right? He doesn't have a powerful say in his own household. Her son is just talking back, and because of what he has his mother's support standing behind him, he just gonna say whatever to the stepdad. And this is dangerous, right? I mean, it's cool because you could talk it out, but then when you're at odds and you gotta really get an understanding, and there's no understanding, then that's where it can get dangerous, especially when your son is grown and you're dealing with guys that could probably butt heads, and things could happen and drama could happen. And now you're leaving it up to the woman to navigate that and to keep peace with that. And a lot of times they get more emotional, like you can see in this conversation. You could hear her like kind of escalating her voice, kind of escalating the situation by raising her voice and the way she's talking and the way she's pressing the buttons. He's trying to stay under control and convey and communicate what he's talking about and his points, but they're just not being heard. Not even taking it in and almost, doubling down and saying he ain't never leaving. Not only am I not listening to what you're saying, he ain't never leaving. Screw the fact that this ain't good for him. Screw the fact that this really looks like he's not ambitious, or he's really just to the point where he's leaning on his mother. She's not doing a good job as a parent by being able to release him from the nest and teach him the skills, or help him get taught the skills, or point him in a direction where he could be taught the skills in order to become independent. Instead of listening to this guy who's trying to give her direction, your son has to be put in a position where he can make the decision to sink or swim. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to sink or swim. She's just going to ignore a man's direction. Again, a lot of these women, they'll be a chameleon, and they'll say, a guy who leads, I'll listen to, or I'll be submissive with a guy once he determines he's a leader. Well, how do you know he's a leader if you're not listening? A lot of the times you just don't want to listen, and you're going to do what you want to do anyway. But this is the situation where a lot of men are trying to avoid. There's nothing wrong with having children. It's just that, how do you manage this, right? As a single mother, how do you manage your kids' respect for the stepdad, the respect for him in that household? And I get it. A lot of kids, depending on, he's not a kid, this guy is grown, but a lot of kids just in general, they don't have a lot of love or care for the stepdad coming in, because that's a conflict of interest. a lot of the times, especially if their dad is in the picture at all, they're going to want him in the picture. And they're going to do whatever they can to get him back in that picture. And another guy in there is more of a finality that ain't happening. You know, and so that's a conflict of interest right there. And, you know, it's up to the single mother to be able to manage that, to be able to say, you know what, listen, I know you don't like this, but this is how it is. This is how it's going to be. And you're going to have to respect it. And here's your boundaries, and go from there.
40 years old, damn it, it's time to go. I mean, at what point?
I'm 29 now.
Well, that's pretty 10
But
years
you know what?
away.
When I met you was living with your mama.
Man, please,
You
I was
living
in
with
and
your-
out. Come
you
on,
was
man.
living with your mama.
I
Now you
was
gonna tell
22
me.
years old.
Now you gonna tell me because he
No, I ain't
29.
gonna lie, but I ain't getting up. I'm not getting up. I'm
Man,
not
you
going
got to
nowhere.
go.
I'm not going nowhere.
You got
So
to
my
go.
house,
Well,
And you ain't gotta go
You know
nowhere.
what, damn it, I ain't gonna pay no bills either then, damn it. Now, how you feel about that? You don't want him to go, I won't pay the bills.
You gonna continue to pay
he
the
got to
bills.
go though, man. It's too much. See, we arguing and stuff about
But
stuff.
at the end of the day, all y'all do is tell me to help. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Like,
Man, you a
so
grown
y'all
ass
saying
man. You supposed to know the man, the garbage overfill. You supposed to know to take that outside. Come on, man. I don't have to tell you all this stuff, man.
But the thing is, I'm barely here, so I'm barely making garbage. So why I gotta take the garbage out if I'm barely here? If I'm barely here, barely making garbage, barely making dishes, like why I gotta do anything?
She gonna always.
Yeah, I mean, you're not there all the time, but you're not paying any bills. So bottom line is, regardless of the fact, you're coming there for a reason, right? You're coming there because you can lay your head, or whenever you need to, you can come back and rest up at the spot, right? You can live in there. You know, maybe you're not there all around. Maybe you got a girl somewhere, but you stay with her sometimes and then come back to the crib. Regardless of the fact, if you had an apartment, whether you're there every day or you're gone or traveling somewhere, you still got to pay rent. You know what I mean? So that makes no sense. So again, a lot of what her son is saying, it sounds like a kid. It sounds like a person that doesn't have many responsibilities, right? Like, you 29, but it sounds like somebody with 16-year-old would say. You understand what I'm saying? Or I'm not around, so why should I help? You help her because that's a place that you got to help at, right? Whatever you can pick and part, and that's real easy work, right? You 29, but you can't do real easy work like take out the garbage and wash some dishes here or there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's small to a giant. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you can't even do that is crazy. But you know, you playing your position, you playing your part, you doing what was asked of you in order for you to stay there. Whatever the situation calls for, you still got to put in some kind of help around the house. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like what he was saying. Like, look, why do I got to tell you, dog? You 29 years old, bro. And it's not like you don't know. We probably told you already.
Make excuses for you, man. But
Right, he don't even be here. So what is you talking about? He don't be here like that. He come here, he sleep, and then he on business the rest of the day.
When he's here, he needs to help out. He needs to do some things. He
Well, I
needs to
tell
be
you what,
productive.
he ain't paying no bills
damn it,
and
he
he
gonna
ain't
start
gotta
paying some bills around
I ain't
again.
paying.
But
I gotta pay.
I'd rather want to
My
get the
mama,
fuck out.
but listen, my mama said I gotta pay no bills. I ain't paying no bills.
You gotta pay. What I want him to do is save his money and do what he needs to do with his money
You the whole reason
and
why
not
he
pay
is
no
the way he is,
bills.
because all this stuff you bring into.
Man, he better be saving some money. He ain't paying no bills, bro. You know what I'm saying? He better be saving some money, but it's hard to save money when you ain't making no money. And again, it sounds like she's just making an excuse for her son, and then because she's doing the wrong way, she don't want to hear the alternative to what she's doing. It's almost like, okay, whatever you saying, I'm just gonna say the opposite. You know, she's got to see that she's not doing the right thing as a parent, and he's just trying to give her some advice and saying, hey, this is what's gonna help us help him, right? It's gonna make everything better all around. Just do what you're supposed to do. He's 29. He should be up out of here, right? At least trying to figure out a way to get up out of here. Let's have this discussion. Let's figure out how we can get there. And she's just shutting it down. And it sounds like she just don't want to hear the fact that she's wrong. And this is where accountability comes in, just all across. Not even just like it's her is the issue, but it's her management skills of the kids is the issue as well. And it's accountability from top to bottom. Being told, hey, you know what, let's try this way. He's not saying throw him out on his ass. He's saying, well, look, while he's here, he has to be contributing to somehow, some way. And that's out of respect for you, for the mother, and for the stepdad. Women got to stop doing this, man. Women got to stop doing this. And the craziest thing about it is that he's gonna grow up, cause he's already 29, right? So another 10 years, you're almost 40. And a lot of women say that men are not men anymore. It's because y'all raising them like this. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Some of the times it's because y'all raising them like this, man. They're not men if they can't be men. You know what I mean? They need to be able to go out there and conquer. And it's tough to conquer when you at the crib, when you're around your mother all the time, pacifying you and coddling you.
Still got the titty in the mouth. You let all that stuff go on.
No, you know what I know? You jealous. You jealous of my You jealous of my son.
Only you would say some bull crap.
I don't know if you jealous or not, but I just know I ain't getting on my mama's house. Like, if I gotta get
Now you see that? That's exact like that. You jealous. This is what they do, man. Shame, guilt. This is what they do. It's obvious that's not what he's talking about. He jealous. What he gonna be jealous of? A 29-year-old still at his crib? Come on now, make this make sense, man. You jealous. Like, again, how are women more mature? I've yet to see it. I've yet to see it. I've seen a lot of women just not be able to manage their emotions and manage the ability to think clearly and logically for the better good. It's obvious that this lady is emotional, feeling some type of way, don't like that she's being told she's not doing the right thing in the situation. And instead of just owning up to it, or even just disagreeing, like if you disagree, but you won't throw barbs and try to press buttons to win an argument and yell and then say you want a man to handle you. This is nuts, man. This is nuts. I feel for a lot of these men, man. Again, you got some assholes, you got some scumbag men out here, dog. Don't trip, don't let me fool you. But man, it's some men out here that's really trying to do some things and make it work and be reasonable and stay down with one woman and be loyal and make this thing work. All for what? All to just get it turned flat on his ass and don't get anything back for his investment. Now you see how she said with the quickness, and I'm sure she didn't necessarily mean it, but again, slick tongue. And what women need to understand is certain things that they say, men don't forget. Men don't forget it. They see how you are. You're trying to press buttons, and you're not thinking bigger picture. You ruin your relationship. You ruin the connection that you have, the bond that you have with your mate by doing these things over time. This wears a man out. This can wear a man out. And they just like, look, I'm going to go somewhere else, man. They turn into a shell of themselves, and either they decide to leave or they decide to stay there, but just try to cope and deal with those situations, man. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see, man.
You gotta put me on my mama's house at the end of the day.
Well, damn it, I'm gonna be carrying you.
No, you got to go.
You want to carry us both out then if that's the case.
No problem carrying them out. I just shoot them on out. And
Michael, now you know good and damn well I'm not kicking my son out.
what?
And she was quick to say you gotta go. Quick to say you gotta go. Oh well, you can leave. And it's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? All he's trying to do is say things that chances are you're gonna probably say it in a couple years, 2, 3, 4 years, once it becomes more of a burden. And perhaps maybe you got a job right now, you good with the stepdad's help, you straight. But then once you start falling on hard times yourself as a single mother, you're gonna start looking at him like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to get a job. And what's the difference between now and then? It's ego. And recognizing the problem for what it is and standing on it and being self-reflective and making the right move. That's the difference. All because the stepdad said it, it's a problem. And you don't want to take heed to it. And you're going to wait until it's too late to tell your son he needs to do what he needs to do and contribute and start building his life so he can be independent. Make this shit make sense, bro. Make this shit make sense. But there'll be a lot of you women, man, like I said, you say all guys cheat, all guys aren't loyal. It'd be a lot of you women that just don't understand how to really even listen or work with a man. You don't know nothing about a relationship. You just want it. You want a relationship, but you don't know nothing about it. You're not even mature enough for it.
I'm here. I live here, so I'm ready to get out, I'm gonna be here. So it don't
At
matter.
what point is you trying to? What's your plans for this man? What's
my plans to stay in here as long as I need to stay in here. That's my
No
plan.
plans.
I'll be 45, 50,
And he gonna be 45, 50 up in here.
crazy as hell. What? Damn it, I'm gonna be out there.
Bye.
No,
Bye.
he's
Bye.
going
Get
to
the
show me.
stepping. Get the stepping.
He's
Because this is my only son. He ain't going nowhere.
That's what's
My only son,
You
shit.
the one made him like this because yo weak ass.
You know
made
what?
him.
Come and go. Your son is forever. You better go.
Boy, they be so damn dramatic, bruh. Hey, man, life is not like a movie, dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be a little too overly dramatic, bruh. That's my only son. Listen, your only son is gonna be a bum out here. You know what I'm saying? With a woman talking about and complaining that he ain't a real man in a hot second. You feel what I'm saying? Your only son. So you can say that many different ways. You can say my only son, so I'm gonna coddle him. And I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna support him being someone is slow to develop and be independent. Or I'm gonna support him being independent. I'm gonna support him getting on the right path, getting on the right direction. And that's the only way to do that is discuss the next steps with him and take it seriously. Take it seriously. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. I know a lot of guys was heated at this, bro. They like, this is what I'm talking about. And hey, I can't say I really blame them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Smoke was about to come out my ears too, dog. I'd be damned if somebody just, undermine me in my own crib, my own house. I gotta get up out of there. If I'm not nailed down to the floor, I'm gone. You feel me? You gotta listen to what I'm saying as a man. Otherwise, why are you with me? Why are we in a relationship? And if you don't respect my leadership, you don't respect who I am, to listen, to understand what I'm talking about, then you can get to stepping. Why are you with me? You know what I mean? A lot of women complain about their man's leadership. Why? Why are you with him then? Take some accountability, ladies. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna get up out of here. Hey man, it's been another good one. Like, share, subscribe. You know what we do around these parts. And like that, until next time, we out.